So wait, we're talking about Splatoon and we don't have a single tentacle joke in here? What the fuck? Hey guys, I'm the Requiem and this is Unbound News. So I like to give Nintendo shit when they do stupid things, which is pretty often. But I gotta give them credit where credit is due. And one thing that Nintendo didn't screw up, in my opinion, is Splatoon. I love that game, but this coming weekend, Splatoon will be having its last Splatfest, which is a little sad. The final Splatfest pits the Squid sisters Callie and Marie against each other, and there really isn't a better way for that one to go out. Hey, what the fuck? It kind of sucks that the Splatfests are ending. I think they could have kept this going for a little bit longer. I think about all the showdowns that Nintendo could still do. I mean, why can't we have a Mario versus Sonic? Or you could even do like a Team Trump versus Team Hillary. That'd be pretty fun. Team Trump could wear those red hats, and Hillary team, maybe they could wear some stupid little blonde wigs or something like. They should do a Team Black Lives Matter versus Blue Lives Matter. Oh my god, people would go crazy. They'd be killing each other. Oh Lord Nintendo, why don't you have online voice chat? That would have been epic. Anyway, Splatoon's been out for a little over a year, and I'm bummed that the Splatfests are ending. I do realize that they couldn't go on forever, but I just got the game at Christmas time, so I've only been able to compete in a few of these. You can at least buy the Squid Sister amiibo figures, which transforms the hub world into one that resembles the Splatfest. And that's cool, despite costing 20 bucks or so. Oh, come on, Jesus! So what do you guys think? Is it too early to end the Splatfest? Does it worry you about upcoming Nintendo brand games that have an online component? I should note that you can still play the game online, but Splatfest helped draw players back from time to time, and I'm a little worried that it might be the beginning of the end for Splatoon's online community. Anyway, also in Nintendo news, the company announced a new retro-styled NES Classic console with 30 games built in, which is pretty cool, right? It would look great next to my Atari Flashback 6 if I didn't already own most of the games. I do half expect that Nintendo may release updated versions of the system like the Atari ones, as there are some pretty glaring omissions from the game lists. Pinball. The best feature of the system, in my opinion, though, is the ability to use the controller on your Wii U Virtual Console games by plugging it into the Wii U Waggle Pad. And that brings us to our next story. TurboGrafx 16 games are finally on the Wii U Virtual Console in the US. This week, Bonk's Adventure, New Adventure Island, and R-Type all landed on the Virtual Console for $6 a pop, and they're also discounted to $3 if you already own them on Wii Virtual Console. And that's pretty awesome, Nintendo. You know what else would have been pretty awesome? If you had put these out 3 fucking years ago! Here to discuss the issue with me is our senior video game correspondent at Unbound News, Alex Kidd. Alex, what are you hearing from Nintendo about this?
Fuck them.
Okay, but does this mean that perhaps Sega Genesis or Master System games are coming next? What do you think, Alex? Alex? Well, looks like we've lost Alex, so let's close out tonight by discussing the latest Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. Take a look at this tweet following Breath of the Wild's reveal at E3 this year. Just read it. Okay, I'm a game fanboy. I've been disappointed over some really stupid things. However, choosing the sex of your character has never been part of the core Zelda franchise, and Nintendo also never promised that it would be this time either. It's just that some people decided ahead of time that Nintendo should do it for reasons, and the feedback loop in which those people exist created a false expectation that it would happen. Besides, after being asked by quote-unquote fans to include a female Link in Zelda games, Nintendo gave them exactly what they wanted in Hyrule Warriors Legends by adding a female character Linkle to the game. And what did the most prominent online feminist voices do in response? They complained about it. Because anything associated with video games is somehow problematic. Look, not only did the base game for Zelda Hyrule Warriors include 5 male characters to 8, count them 8 female characters, but in the final definitive version of the game, with all of the DLC included, there were still 12 male characters to 13 female ones. So instead of telling Nintendo, hey, Thanks for making an effort to be inclusive with your roster on Hyrule Warriors. We love all of the female characters and hope that you will continue to do things like this in the future. All really Nintendo got was grief about it. Why would they continue to bend over backwards if nothing will ever be good enough for them to escape scorn? Again, I get it. I get mad at video game announcements all the time and become unreasonably disappointed as a result. And if Nintendo was cutting a character after promising to include her previously, or if they were cutting her out of certain versions for certain territories, I'd probably be right there with you. But they didn't promise anything like that. Someone just dreamt up the idea, and their surrounding echo chamber decided that it should be so. And if you're anything like me, you've calmed down eventually, and by the time the game comes out, you may be fine. You'll be able to enjoy it. At the end of the day, if you really have gone to losing all interest in the new Zelda simply because you can't play as a female Link, I'd venture a guess that you were never all that interested in the game in the first place. You might have only been interested in, I'll just say, something else. I guess it's just too bad that there were no other action-adventure games this year at E3 which featured female characters. Oh. Yeah. And if that's not good enough, then play Breath of the Wild, name your Link character Janet or something, and pretend he's trans the same way you guys pretend that Samus is trans. Alright, if there are ads here, it's because Nintendo Content ID'd my video. I haven't monetized this thing, so I apologize if they're there, but they're pretty hardcore about that stuff. Hopefully I've skirted it. My social media links are in the notes below. I also wrote a quick list of my top 30 NES games on skirmishfrogs.com, which was celebrating the new NES Classic system, and a link to that is in the notes below as well. Until next time, I'm the Requiem, and have a nice day. Hey, do you think it's a bad idea to make a joke that Link might as well be a woman in Breath of the Wild because he has to cook his own food? That's just a joke! Okay.